Hey, welcome once again back to the amazing online business 30-day challenge. I cannot believe you guys. We are definitely at the halfway point at days 15 and 16. We're trucking along. If you haven't had the chance to be able to go back and watch the previous days, you can definitely do so. And I want you to invite you to join me over on the TikTok side. I haven't gone live on that side yet. Get ready to hit the button. But if you're not following me at the Intentional Lady CEO, I want you to do so because after this 30-day challenge, then I'll have the opportunity to go ahead and go live just strictly over there on the TikTok side every single day, literally. Okay. And so if you have never seen my face before, you just so happen to come across my live, my name is Tamia Denise. And I teach female entrepreneurs just like you how to build online businesses that they absolutely love. Next time you come through my stream or over to my content, please make sure that you invite a lady CEO that you know that is building out a business and a life that she absolutely loves. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and go live on the TikTok side because I know I have a couple of people that are waiting from the live that I did this morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so, yeah, we're going to go ahead and dive right into it. Today, we're going to be talking about the importance of making sure that we have two different components. Okay. We're going to be talking about, I believe, marketing made easy is so many different days. Going through my notes. Hold on one second, guys. And this is the thing about going live. It's lots of fun. All right. Marketing made simple plus creating magnetic content. Okay. I just wanted to get that straight. Before marketing made easy plus creating magnetic content. Okay. And something exciting that I'll go ahead and mention over here on the TikTok side is that on the YouTube side is that I'm creating a community for female content creators. That's all that we're going to focus on primarily in that community. And I think that that's absolutely a big deal because so many different people struggle with creating content. Okay. And so if you know that you've been struggling with creating content consistently, or maybe you're at a place where, you've been creating content, but you feel like sometimes you're doing it alone and you don't have a community. I know I feel like that sometimes. Then this is definitely going to be for you. Okay. So hold on. All right. So we got to go ahead and dive in because we are about 5 minutes behind over here. Okay. All right, let's go. So wait for the people to get in the building over here on the TT side. And then we'll go ahead and dive right into the training. This is live for you. Hey, good evening. Good evening. Welcome in. Welcome in. We're getting ready to start our training. We are in days, oh my God, I always mess this up. Days 15 and 16. Days 15 and 16 of our online business building challenge. I am live over here on the YT side. And tonight we're definitely going to be focused on marketing made simple. And then another component of what I'm going to be teaching you surrounds creating magnetic content. Okay, so if that sounds like something that you want to be able to be refreshed on as a business owner, or if you're at a place where you're unsure of how to go ahead and create your content that is absolutely strategic, then you definitely want to get in the room. And if you know a female entrepreneur that wants to build a business because of the fact that they are very aware of the signs of the times, you can look at our administration, you can look at things that are going on in the world, and essentially you realize that you're at a place to whereas, hey coach, welcome in, to whereas you realize, hey JJ, welcome in, that one income is close to no incomes. And even if you have like a certain level of momentum in your business building, you definitely should be at a place to where as you can appreciate refreshes, which I think is absolutely important. So if you're just coming in the building, thank you so much for liking the live. I totally appreciate you. You've never seen my face before. My name is Tamia Denise. And I am a multifaceted diamond. That's what I call myself. And essentially, I've had the opportunity to, even through hard times in life, going through a divorce, losing my corporate job at the time, I was able to build an amazing remote cleaning business and scale it to 5 figures within the first couple of months. Additionally, I help female entrepreneurs build online businesses. It is something that I am absolutely passionate about, and definitely created to do. And so I'm super excited to dive in today's 15 and 16. If you see me looking to the right over here on the TT side, hey, Enlightened by Love, I'm live streaming over on YT. Okay. Thank you so much for the hearts. I appreciate you guys. So if you know a female entrepreneur, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you. If you know of a female entrepreneur that wants to build an online business and essentially just does not know how to get from A to Z in her business building, I want you to go ahead and do me a favor and power share the live. By doing that, all you have to do is tap on the screen or hold down the screen, and essentially your follower list will come up on the screen, and all you have to do is send out the live. Also, before we get started and dive right in today's 15 and 16, I want you guys to do me a favor. If you are in a mentality to where as you're already a business owner and or you're getting ready to build a business, go ahead and tap that screen, because what happens is that when we tap the screen and we get the likes up, essentially what happens is that you're sending me to the For You page. Okay. And then we have the opportunity. Thank you so much for the daily heart me. I'm good. Thank you so much. Lift Off Live. When you send me to the FYP page, I have the opportunity to be able to inspire and teach female entrepreneurs that want to start online businesses. And so TT is a platform essentially that really appreciates reciprocity. Essentially, in that you have the opportunity to give and then you get. Okay, so that's why I love TT. And I'm going to be using different abbreviations because I don't want to get restricted on the live. And there's certain words that you cannot say. And so we had a fiery time this morning on our live. I taught on the basics of building an online business, and the interaction was so great. And I'm so grateful that I had the opportunity to inspire, which is why we're going to continue our 30-day challenge. Okay. We are on days 15 and 16. I had to double up, you guys, because this is a long road. 30-day challenge is no joke. Okay. But I'm here to stay. Absolutely. We're going to be diving into the importance of creating magnetic content. And not only that, I'm going to teach you marketing made simple. I know a lot of times people can feel so overwhelmed. I know I do when I get on live videos with content creators that I really love, or either business owners that inspire me. There's so much information. But one thing I want you to promise me that you are going to do. Hey, welcome in, guys. Thank you so much. When you get in the building, I don't want you to just take this in as information. I want you to get to the place where you learn how to implement. Okay. Because if you are making sure that you're implementing the information that you get, then you won't necessarily always feel overwhelmed, because you would have had, thank you for liking it live, Kim J. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. You would have already had the opportunity to almost do like a brain dump. And anytime as business owners, as we're taking in, we have the opportunity to be able to have a shifted mindset, to go from just bearing information to getting to a place to where as we're taking action steps, then we can get to that place to whereas now we have the opportunity to get wins. And so if you want to get to that place where you are no longer a person that is just taking in another hobby or creating another hobby, you're at that place where your mindset has absolutely shifted and you realize that you want to make some money in your business, then you also have gotten to the place where there has been a shift in your mindset. And essentially, you know that you have to implement at the end of the day. Okay, so if I have some action takers in the room, I want you to go ahead and put some kind of emoji in the chat to let me know you're in the building. But if you're the type of person that's not ready to take that next step, Even though there's so much going on in our government, even though there's so much going on in our world, even though none of us are promised certain positions that we might have, let's say on our 9 to 5s tomorrow, then just sit there, don't put any emojis in the chat. Because maybe you know something that the rest of us does not know. But I am going to teach you from my heart, okay? Every single time I get on live with all of the information that I've invested into myself, different things that I've learned down through the years for the past 7 years of doing online business building, and then having experience as of recently out of all the different businesses that I've had the opportunity to dive in, which is something that you will find with entrepreneurs. So I am considered to be a serial entrepreneur. I dibble and dabble in different parts of entrepreneurship and absolutely am crazy enough to love every part of it, even my failed endeavors. And so if you've never seen my face before, my name is Tamia Denise, and I teach female entrepreneurs how to build online businesses using my marketing strategies and tactics. I went ahead while going through a divorce, I think it was after the divorce, really, and losing my corporate job at the time. And I created a remote cleaning business that fit my lifestyle as a new single mom of 3 boys, and essentially had the opportunity to scale that business up to 5 figures in the first couple of months. Aside from that, I do sell digital products. I do coaching / consulting, all of the different things. And I'm also a creative. I made this t-shirt and I think I was selling it on this sweatshirt on Etsy. Okay. It says, I wear my heart on my sleeve. And then there's the names of my 3 boys. Okay. So I'm a creative. I do all of the things and I absolutely love it 100%. All right, guys, get your paper and your pen. We're getting ready to get to the business. If you hadn't had a chance to share at that live, you definitely want to make sure that you do it now. Okay. We're talking about the importance of creating magnetic content and also marketing made simple. Okay. And so anytime I teach, I will give you small bite sizes of something that you can implement and essentially get a win at. Okay. Kim J, yes. And so let's go ahead and dive right in. We're going to first start talking about marketing made simple. All right. So I think that it is super important to understand. And if you're a business owner, you already get this, that it is your duty as an online business or owner to essentially, hold on, guys, to make sure that you are marketing your products and your services. Okay. However you do decide to do that is up to you. But at the end of the day, it's something that you have to make sure is happening in your business every single day. Okay. And so what you need to understand is that content builds awareness. I'm looking over here because I actually am live streaming on YT. I can't say the full word. So if you know what I'm talking about, you can put it in the comments, but they will restrict me. And so it's important that we understand that content builds awareness. This is why, as an online business owner specifically, you have to have content in your business. It's not enough for you to post content every now and again. And we're talking about the importance of marketing made simple if you're just coming in the building, okay? You want to have a consistency of posting content because you want to be able to make your potential clients and customers aware of who you are. Could you imagine the company that you love the most, or the store, marketing to you through their content once in a while? You would forget about their brand, because at the end of the day, you have to understand that there is competition, right? The thing that you do, 50 other people do. Thank you for liking the live, Drea, right? The thing that you do, 50 other people do. But what you want to get in the mentality of doing as a content creator, hey, Samaya, in your business, is understanding that you want to have specific content that is content that differentiates. And when I say differentiates, essentially, yeah, there's no new thing under the sun. Thank you for liking the live. But essentially, you want to be able to stand out with your type of content. Now, I follow some of the most amazing online business owners, female entrepreneurs. They are the bomb.com. Okay. Amazing. But at the end of the day, there's only one Tamia. There's only one Tamia with my story specifically. Yeah, maybe there's some women out there that have gone through divorce or experienced job loss, or were at a place where they were a single mom trying to figure things out. But my story is my story. And so what I want you to understand is that essentially, when you are creating content for your business, you are making people aware essentially of who you are and exactly what it is that you have to be able to offer them. Additionally, I said this on my live earlier. One of the most trendiest things that you're going to see in 2006 by way of research is the continuation of people understanding the importance of community. I've been in the online business building industry for between 5 to 7 years. And what I'm used to seeing in communities is a leader, and essentially everybody's paying this leader all of this attention. Like everything goes to the leader. But one thing that I've seen that has been so amazing is that there are communities that are being built out online. And it's not just about the leader, it's about everybody as a community, right? And when you have a mentality to be able to create content that has awareness, then you have the ability to be able to make a community, right? And through that community, essentially, you are helping to build trust in that community because trust is everything, right? In the sales and marketing world, one thing that we say is people have to see your content about a good 7 times before they even trust to buy anything from you. Okay. That is like statistically proven. So it's important that you are showing up on your platforms, whether you're doing faceless and you have content that you're posting, whether you have an online business and you have services, whether you have an online business and it's a products-based business. The reason why you want to consistently show up is because you want to help to build people's trust, which essentially would connect to the community that you're building up. So when we're talking about community, right, we might be talking about like a community that essentially that people can purchase, or just a community on your platform, on your page. And so when you look at my YT, okay, in particular, I think I have like 1,400 subscribers. I have a community that I'm consistently posting content to. When you look on your TikTok, my TikTok, potentially, okay, depending upon where you are, I'll utilize mine because I don't know where everybody is, frankly. But with my particular TT, I cannot say the word, okay? I will get restricted. Essentially, you see that I am building community. I am very specific because I pay attention to my analytics, okay? That's something else I want you to be able to do when you start to create content. You want to get to the place where you're very strategic. You're not just randomly posting stuff because I saw, a pretty butterfly fly past me, so I just decided to create. No, in order for you to get to the bag, you have to be very strategic in everything that you do as it relates to your business. If you want to create another page on FB, or let's say on YT, that's full of entertainment, and maybe you're posting pictures of your family, then that's fine. But when you have a business page, you need to get to the business. That's not to say that you never create content that connects to your lifestyle, but even in that, you want there to be a sense of you being strategic. Okay, so first we talked about the importance of content that builds awareness, right? Then we talked about that trend that's going to be upcoming even more, especially in 2026 with female entrepreneurs, where you're going to see more and more communities, right? And community, we know now, builds trust, okay? Now, the last part of what it is that I want to share with you is understanding that conversion essentially is the result, okay, of posting content, not the starting line. It's the result. So when you make a decision and you're consistently posting content that is strategic, that has call to actions, essentially content that sells at the end of the day, because you are a business owner, you have services, you have products, you might be an affiliate-based business, a products-based business. Your vehicle might be that you have services. When you get to the point to where as you understand the system in your content that you're setting up, then your mentality should always be conversion, because you understand that conversion. Thank you so much for liking the live, Kim Jade. Conversion essentially equals results. And at the end of the day, once again, when you're out here in these streets and you're posting content, your results basically is the thing that you want, right? This is not the starting line. You've already created a strategy and you know what the end result is going to be, right? Because once again, thank you for liking the live. You are at a place where you've already been strategic and your mindset is now, we did this in another day of the 30-day, of the 30-day challenge. we did this the other day, or we reinforced this, there has to be a shift in your mentality. And so that's why a lot of times when you follow very strategic content creators that are about their bag, because they understand that their purpose to do their business at the end of the day, and they're not playing with it, they will always talk about your mindset. Your mindset is your thought pattern. Your mindset, you'll find, is your habit pattern. This is the place to where as things happen. So there has to be a shift in how you are building out your content. Okay. And at the end of the day, you want to look at the different components that I mentioned as a triangle. This is how I'm going to help you to be able to remember it. Okay. At the top, you have content. All right. At the bottom part, you have community, and then you have conversion. That's going to be the 3 C's to help you when you're building out your content. Okay. We said your content at the top, then community, then conversion. Okay. Because you want to be able to have a strategy anytime you are posting content. All right. So for me, I'm not just out here doing a 30-day challenge for no reason. I'm wanting to show up for more visibility. There's a strategy at the end of the day. Okay. I'm not doing this just because of the fact that I don't have anything else to do. One, I do enjoy serving female entrepreneurs, especially because of all that I've been through. Okay. So I'm definitely on a mission. And prior to that, I always did mentorships for women and girls. I think about age 18 all the way up to God knows whatever the age was. But I spent a lot of years doing that as well. And I just love to be able to have the opportunity to see women win. But on the back end of that, there's a bag that I'm getting at the same time as a business owner, because this is not a hobby. Okay, this is bread and butter at the end of the day. And when you can combine the fact that you know that you're purpose and called and you have skills to pay the bills with the fact that you have passion, oh my goodness, it's an absolute beautiful thing. There's a video that I posted over on the TT side, and I challenged the female entrepreneurs that watched that video. And I said, you're not happy because you're not doing what you love. And how can I know that? How can I say that with such conviction? Because I done been there, done that. I've been there, done that. Okay, got the mug, the t-shirt, all of the different things. So it's important that we shift our mindsets to essentially understanding that we're doing everything in strategy. We have method, but then we want to utilize the clause. Hey, Sarah, thank you for liking the live. Thank you for the follow. The clause of understanding that we want to have a multitude of simplicity in our marketing, because sometimes it just gets too complicated at the end of the day. All right. I try to keep things as simple as possible, which is why I gave you that formula, right? I gave you that formula and I said, when you think about your content from now on, when you think about marketing your content, you want to have a visibility triangle. I don't know if you had the chance, if you're at home specifically or sitting somewhere, to write that down or to draw the triangle. Your content is at the top. You're building community because you're building trust. And essentially, you want to make sure that you have conversions. All right. You want to make sure you have conversions. Now, if there is anybody on either platform that has questions as it relates to anything that I mentioned, please feel free to put it in the chat now. Feel free to put it in the chat now. Because I know that sometimes, like when we're on a content creation journey, or when it comes to batching our content, when it comes to making sure that we have CTAs, call to actions. Thank you so much, Sarah, for the heart me. I appreciate you. Thank you. That questions pop up. So we're all clear about making sure that when we are creating content in our businesses, that we have to make sure that we're being strategic. It's no more just throwing stuff up there, right? But you know what works. You're checking your analytics. You're posting different videos, because at the end of the day, when you first start your business building, or even if you've been in business for a while, the whole strategy behind posting content is to make sure at the same time you're testing your content, right? So if you have a video and you see that it started to go viral, and when I say viral, no problem, Sarah, I'm here to serve. We listen at the end of the day, and I love what I do. And so when we think about viral, I want you to shift your mentality from thinking about viral from somebody else's perspective. If you potentially have a video and you feel like, okay, this is a viral video in that it got a higher reach, than the rest of my content, then that has to be your signal to keep making that video. I think sometimes when it comes to entrepreneurs that are marketing their different businesses online, we get to the place where it's like, oh, I can't make that piece of content again. Well, why can't you? Why can't you make that piece of content again? You can, because at the end of the day, people are not paying you that much attention. I'm going to tell you right now, okay? They're not paying you that much attention. And even if they are, you can have the opportunity to be able to repurpose the content. I do that all the time. If I create a YT video, I'm going to take a snippet of maybe a 9-minute video, and then I'm going to go ahead and upload it as a reel on IG. I'm going to upload it as a piece of content over here on TT. And at the end of the day, nobody cares. Nobody knows. So you can now get off the hamster wheel of feeling like, okay, I know I need to market my content. And let's say today is my content creation day, and I don't necessarily feel like making the same, type of content. No, make the content. Because sometimes people consume all the time, should I say, people consume content at different levels. There are some people that loves TT. Okay, they love it. They love consuming content over here on TT. And some people that would never get on TT, but they're over on YT. Thank you so much for sharing the live, right? So you have to shift your mentality to understand, yeah, I'm showing up on all of these different platforms, but if I know something is working, why in the world would I not continue to pour into it, right? I know for me, for example, anytime I talk about my story and how I lost my corporate job, I went through a divorce, I was a new single mother, and essentially through my creative abilities, okay, I was able to create a remote cleaning business and make 5 figures, right? And then I had hope in terms of what I was going to do as a new single mom, right? I had a previous life to whereas I felt like I had everything that I needed, and then life just completely shifted. People follow that content, and I've made that same video over and over and over and over and over again, and people like it. Because you know why? People love a story. And at the end of the day, as crazy as this world is, let me let you know that people want to see you win. Thank you, KA, for the follow. I totally appreciate you. They want to see you win. And it's when you begin to shift your perspective and your mindset to understand that people are not out to get you, but you're positioning yourself as an expert in the online business space to be able to fulfill people's pain points, then your perspective changes when it comes to creating content for people, right? I did a video, and then we're going to go on to the next part of this training. I did a video earlier, and I talked about perspective, and it came through somebody that was on my live. We were talking about why people don't like to go live, okay? When essentially you want to go live. These platforms are free. YT is free. TT is free. FB is free. They're not charging us yet to get on the platforms, but no, there's no saying. Maybe next year they might be like, in order for you to be on these platforms, you have to pay a subscription fee. We don't know. So while you have the opportunity to be able to utilize the platforms for free marketing, go live. Okay. So one of the people on the live was just like, well, I don't know what to talk about. And then another person was just like, I'm just frankly afraid. Right. But you have to have a different perspective. And I talked about the importance of understanding that the more that you do not show up for yourself and your business, you are holding some people up that know essentially that you would be the solution to their problem. And as a business owner, you have to have a servitude mindset, and you have to understand that your offer is essentially going to help to fulfill the pain point of somebody that you're trying to connect to. And when you look at things from that perspective, I don't care if you have financial skills. I don't care if you have the ability to be able to coach. I don't know what you do. But whatever it is, see, I never thought about it like that. And that was the same exact response. When you get to a place to where as you begin to shift your mindset, you do different things in a completely different way. Because your perspective is less on you. When you are a business owner, you're serving people. And that is your mindset. That's your perspective. But sometimes that's why you need to get a coach. Okay. And that's not just a selling point. I can be your coach. But that's why you need a coach. You need a person that's a few steps ahead of you. Okay. to be able to help to shake up your mindset. And that's why I believe in coaches. I've always had coaches for everything I decided to do. Even now, I have a dietitian. I consider her to be a coach. At the end of the day, I hit 41. There's certain things that shifted in terms of my body as a woman, and I had to go ahead and hire this lady. Okay, a good $165 every time I sit with her, because I understood that she would help me to be able to stay on track and hold me accountable at the end of the day. And I told everybody that I'm connected to, I will not be a Georgia peach this coming summer. Okay, I would not be. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. I would not be a peach. No, okay. It's cool if you with that, but for me, no. All right. So all that being said, we know that our mentality has shifted. There's some things in your mindset as a business owner. Yes, please, let's not talk about the changes after 38. Lord have mercy. Okay. But now your mentality and your mindset has completely shifted, right? There's a change that has happened. Just like with me, I said, oh my goodness, I'm 41. Some things I'm not losing the weight as fast as I used to when I was 21, right? So I had to get a coach because I want different results and I want accountability at the end of the day. All right. So we talked about marketing made simple. Now, when you think about your marketing endeavors as it relates to your particular content, you have a completely different mentality. All right. Now we're going to zip through and go over to creating magnetic content because these two components connect. Okay. And so it's important that when you are creating content that you always have a hook. If you know what a hook is, put a 1 in the chat. A hook that connects to your content. Put a 1 in the chat. Have you ever heard of that? A hook. You want to make sure you have a hook. Okay, we got 1. Anybody else never heard of a hook? There we go, 1. And put a 2 in the chat if you have heard of a content hook. I've never heard it phrased like that, but essentially that's it. Okay, so 1. So if you've never heard of a hook, essentially a hook is a phrase that connects to the pain point of the people that you're creating the content for, right? And so, for example, I'm going to pull up my TT real quick on this side to see if I can get an example, okay, of a good hook. All right. So there's a video that I have, and it says, real talk. If your business isn't automated yet, you're working way too hard. And then I have a call to action. It says, comment start to get ready to build your business today. Strategy at the end of the day. Okay. We had 2 twos. Okay. And so essentially, anytime you create a piece of content and you want it to be magnetic, you want it to pack a punch, you're going to start creating content that has hooks in it. You want it to grab the attention of the particular customer or client that you want to be able to reach, right? And so I'm talking to female entrepreneurs, right? So I'll say some things like, don't forget that there is someone on TT making the money that you keep saying you wish you had selling digital products in their online business. I'm all in your face, right? You're not making the money right now, but there is somebody else making it. Why? Because they made the decision to put in some action steps and to create the digital products that you keep saying that you're going to create. Oh my God. Like, first of all, who is this lady? Why is she all in my business? And why is she talking to me like that? That's an attention grabber, but it's very specific. And then I always do a call to action. In that same video, I said, comment, let's go to grab my online business bundle so you can finally start. Very confrontational, right? So you kind of feel away when you see content like that, but you're like, oh, I think she's talking to me, right? And then you have to take action because you're like, this person hooked me. So your content essentially has to have hooks. And it's not a hard thing to do. You can totally utilize Chat GPT and put in certain prompts to be able to get to where you need to go, right? And so that's one perspective, all right? So next, it's important for you to understand that even when it comes to a hook, there's always a formula. So I kind of zip past it. It's grab your attention though. Yep, that's right. Absolutely. So I'm going to give you a formula, just like I did with the 3 C's. So if you're writing this down, make sure you take this. All right. So anytime you're creating a hook, I kind of said it, but I sped past this, but I want you to write down the formula. You're going to make sure that you call out whatever the issue is. Remember, you're a problem solver as a business owner. Okay? Call it out. I called it out in that video. I called it out. I'm just like, you keep saying that you're going to create, the digital products, essentially you're not making the money that you want to, somebody else is. I'm calling it out. And then I talked about the pain point. Remember, business owners solve pain points. All right. And then essentially a promise. That's why I did a call to action, right? I let them know, well, comment below, start your online business today. So that then obviously you can get results in terms of creating the digital products that you want to create. And then you'll be the person that's making money on TT. It's a simple fix at the end of the day. So will you take action is the challenge, right? There's an authority that happens when you create content like that. You put yourself in a position to whereas now you're an expert. Okay. And that's absolutely important. Now, when you're utilizing this strategy, you see most oftentimes that there are like coaches utilizing this strategy. They're very confrontational. You can even be a stylist using this strategy, a designer using this strategy, whatever type of business model that you have, you can utilize this particular strategy. Okay. And it's absolutely important. Okay. So one thing that I realized is that anytime in my particular niche, all right, when I put different calls to actions and I have different hooks within my content, people absolutely respond to it. Okay. And whatever I feel like in terms of content is not necessarily working and it's not magnetic, I'll just go ahead and once again repurpose the information, right? And then I'll put the video out there again. Because I understand that maybe some people that saw it before, maybe they need to see it again, or maybe there's some people that it didn't necessarily reach. Or if you look in the back end of your analytics, you'll see how long people watch the video, right? And so when you follow, like I'm no TT expert. Anytime I follow different content creators that focus on that particular avenue, most oftentimes they say that creating videos at about 6 to 7 seconds with trending sounds are the best in terms of getting great engagement. Okay, so that's another note to take. So when you're creating these videos with a hook, similar to the captions that I just mentioned, you want to make sure, that the video is about 6 to 7 seconds. Because what's going to happen is that if they don't catch it the first time, they're going to go ahead and watch it again and again and again and again. And then you'll also know that people essentially are engaging with your content because if you pay attention, they're saving it because they want to go back to it because it was something that really grabbed their attention, right? And we only save things because we want to go back to it. It's no different when you're on the IG side. If I create a piece of content that's considered a carousel post, which is essentially more than one piece of content, like all in one, I'll write on the piece of content. I don't know if I have anything on there recently, save this particular post. Okay, it's a call to action because I know it's going to be impactful, right? I know it's going to build hope at the end of the day and whatever it is that the person is doing and what it is that they're focused on, which is really, really important. Okay, so are there any questions that you guys have thus far regarding this? All right, I gotta go check the stream over here, see if we have any questions on this side. Any questions regarding anything that I mentioned about creating magnetic content? No questions. You guys are completely clear, 100%. Anything that you have seen as it relates to content that you've created. Maybe you've created a piece of content and you thought it was going to do well and it flopped. That's happened to me several times, right? Or maybe if you have an idea for a piece of content that's going to connect to your potential offer. Do you have any questions surrounding that? All right, no questions. That's a good thing. All right, so we're all out here in these streets creating content, right, that has visibility. Essentially, it has a hook, it has a CTA, a call to action, and it'll have the opportunity to be able to convert at the same time, right? Awesome. All right, so it's also important, another component that I want to bring out that when you're creating your content, I think I talked about this before, but I just wanted to dive into it a bit more, that you have a story connected to your content. So in the chat over here, have you ever created content that connected to your story that essentially was connected to your business? Do we have any people on this side? None. So let me ask this question. Is everybody in here a new business builder in terms of online business? Put a 1 in the chat. Are you a new online business builder and you've never made any money having a service-based business, a digital products business? You've never made any money having an affiliate, revisiting. Sarah, what's your particular niche? What type of business are you revisiting or revamping? 1. Okay, so we have new people in here. This is awesome. Okay. Sarah, what type of business are you revamping? My Etsy page. Okay, great. There was another lady in here a couple of days ago. I just hit you with a follow back. And she was doing Etsy as well. What do you sell in your Etsy shop? Because I want to use real examples for this. What do you sell in your Etsy shop? Is it t-shirts? Are they t-shirts that you create? This is a t-shirt that I think I sold on Intentional Lady Creatives when I had an Etsy store. Candles and Christmas PJs. This is awesome. And this is like the perfect time to get that business revamped. Okay, that's perfect. Now on that particular Etsy platform, I know that you have the opportunity to be able to run ads. Do you market anywhere else? Do you market anywhere else? I won't say what I did when I had Etsy. I started with t-shirts, but it wasn't going. Are you saying it wasn't going well for me, or it was? I don't want to make an assumption. It wasn't going well for you. It was. Wasn't. Okay. Were you marketing on, and you guys can take notes on this too, especially if you don't have an online business. Were you marketing on other platforms besides Etsy? Did you have like an IG page? It's okay. Did you have an IG page in particular? On IG, were you doing reels? Were you showing people the process of creating the t-shirts, or did you have like a printify shop where they were making the t-shirts for you? And I'm asking these questions for a reason. Because the reason why I know this stuff is because I had an Etsy shop a couple of years back, but I was creating the t-shirts from scratch. Okay. Hey, Samaya, welcome back. Okay. So all of that being said, the point that I'm trying to make, it was printify, right? Is that, and I don't know what your exact strategy is. Don't take anything that I'm saying as to anything, because I don't know anything about, what you were doing in detail. It's just important that we're marketing in any business endeavor that we have, even if we're utilizing, let's say, the storefronts of different platforms like Etsy. You have to be marketing on multiple platforms. So for example, if you are thinking about doing an Etsy shop, not at all, it's good criticism. Awesome. And they blocked out your comment. If you're thinking about doing like an Etsy shop, or what's the other type of trendy Shopify, something like that, you have to make sure that you're marketing. Yeah, they're blocking it out, filtering it on multiple platforms. And so if I was in a position to open up an Etsy shop, which I want to reopen up my Etsy shop, it was called Intentional Lady Creatives. You can actually find the videos for it if you guys just want some examples of some content over on IG. It was called Intentional Lady Creatives. I sold jewelry. Like I said, I have a heat press machine. I created this shirt, and I had several other ones, okay, that I created. But what I found worked well was marketing the t-shirts on Pinterest. Were you on Pinterest, Sarah? Because Pinterest is like one of the biggest search engines, right? And the ads on that side are not really that bad. And really, you can utilize Pinterest for all different types of products and services. I know before I had to take a break from building my online business, these types of endeavors, when I was going through my divorce some time ago, I used to market my contents for my digital products and stuff on Pinterest. I have one. So if you're getting back to into this endeavor, start to create pins. Okay. So what I would do is I would get different templates from I don't know if Etsy does templates for Pinterest, but wherever it is that you can find templates, you should be able to find templates. And I would get those templates, okay, and then start to post my particular products over on Pinterest. I mean, consistently. So, like, if you're gonna post pins, do like 3 pins a day. All right. So then you get free traffic and visibility because you're going to ask chat to give you keywords um, around keywords essentially for that platform. Okay. Because that particular platform, like most platforms, it is fueled by keywords. All right. So if you have the right keywords, then you get the right reach. And that's what I remember specifically about that platform. I would pay for ads sometimes, but at one point, I don't know if I had like 100,000 views over on that platform, and that's free marketing. Okay. So whatever platforms you can get visibility on, especially when you don't necessarily have to have a marketing budget in place, you want to take advantage. No problem. All right. And let me know how it works. Okay. As soon as you shoot me a DM or if I see you on one of my lives, because I know that that platform, last I checked, is still doing well. And I was like, oh God, I got to start posting my digital products on that side in particular, because yeah, it's still a great platform, 100%. All right. Yeah. Let me know. So are there any other, with the people that are in here, and you're at a place to where as you want to start an online business, I don't know if you were in here with me earlier, but let me know in the chat what your online business is so we can brainstorm real quick. Okay. So if you're thinking about a specific business, it's an online business, your business vehicle is either going to be your, it's either going to be a service-based business like my remote cleaning business. That essentially means that you are going to be providing services, coaching services, whatever types of services in an online business form. Or you want to do a digital products business. You want to be able to sell ebooks, courses, okay? Anything that's like in that digital product space. Or if you want to be an affiliate-based business, to whereas, thank you for liking the live, to whereas you sell other people's products. So I always do like this funny commercial in my head because I've always wanted to be in commercials. I'm going to get in at least one. Okay. And I would say, hi, my name is Tamia Denise, and I'm a mom. And it is super duper important that as a lady on the go, I have the opportunity to be able to have water on the go. And so this is my pink Starbucks mug, and I make sure that I keep water in it, and not just any water, alkaline water. And last I checked, Beyonce uses alkaline water. And so if you're a busy mom on the go, you definitely want to make sure that you get this pink Starbucks mug. Okay. So what I just demonstrated, which was awful, was a person selling somebody else's product, an affiliate-based business. So you see that a lot with people selling on like TikTok Shop, or sometimes if people are a part of different types of community, they have the opportunity to be able to sell done for you products. All right, you see that a lot. And those done for you products essentially have different kinds of reseller rights, okay, which might be connected to like PLR products, which is private label right products, okay? So if you have a business that you're thinking about in any of those areas, then let me know, drop it in the chat. Okay, anything you've been thinking of, anything, because if you've been sitting with me for almost, I think, past an hour now, then it has to be a business that you have in mind. And I want to be able to take just a second. Thank you for sharing the live, Kay. I appreciate you. I want to take a second to engage. Oh my God, you guys got us at up to 12.2K likes. Yes, awesome. So nobody, no questions. You got me live. All right. So if you're thinking about anything in that area, let me know. So then this means this. Then this means that you definitely need to hit my LINK and grab my business bundle. Because if you're at a place and you're like, okay, I work my 9 to 5 and I know I want to start an online business and I feel completely overwhelmed and I don't really even know where I want to start, then you need to get that bundle. Because the bundle essentially is going to give you 4 action steps, and then you'll have the opportunity additionally to be able to hammer down on a business idea. And the one thing that I know as a business owner is that you can get stuck so quick while you're building out. All right. Which is why you have to have implementation at the end of the day. And I keep telling everybody that I encounter, pay attention to what's going on in the world. Pay attention. We can no longer be at a place where we have one stream of income. And even if you're in a place where as you have a partner or you're married, you still need additional streams of income, which is why everybody's scrambling for the last couple of years, especially since we had the pandemic, doing a side hustle or some type of home-based business. I have a video on my YT side. It has almost 50,000 views. Okay. And that video went viral when the pandemic happened because I was talking about building out home-based businesses and people were scrambling to try to figure out what type of home-based business they could create when the pandemic happened. Right. So don't wait for something awful like that to happen or be in a position like me. I really couldn't help my situation because I didn't predict that I was going to go through a divorce. But had I been smarter prior to, I would have had like 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 side hustles. Now, I did have businesses in the past. Hey, Sade and Nicole, welcome in. Good to see you. I had a boutique. Okay, it was in a brick and mortar, but I usually travel with that boutique. It was called First Lady Boutique, and I used to do conferences, okay, women's conferences, and then I would sell my clothing that I got from wholesalers, beautiful dresses at those conferences, right? I had a subscription box business additionally, all right, for moms and babies when I was a stay-at-home mom and a homeschooling mom, okay? So there are so many different types of businesses. So I recommend that you guys get the business bundle. What's in the business bundle? The business bundle has a lady entrepreneurship guide with a 4-day action plan. It's going to give you everything you need to start to build out the foundation of your business. And then on the other side, you have the online business, the Lady CEO online business blueprint. That is the blueprint that you need to get things moving forward. Okay. And what I'm going to do is what I did earlier, and I might continue to do this when I get on live. The bundle is usually $27, which is just a cup of coffee from Starbucks twice with the way things are priced. But I'm going to go ahead and bring the price down while I'm on the live. So if you're at a place, I saw a lot of ones in the chat and you've been watching me for some time, trying to check me out. Now is your time to go ahead and check me out some more. All right. So if you click on the LINK, you can go ahead and do that. Click on the LINK in my bio, then you'll scroll down to the online business starter kit. All right. And what I'm going to do, since we're on the live, I'm going to lower the price because I want you guys to start now. We're in the last quarter, the great lock-in, the fourth quarter, like in basketball. I'm a little nuts, you guys. You learn that. All right. So I'm going to put the price down. It's usually $27. What did I do earlier? Let's go down to $9.99. All right. There's no excuse now. No excuse. We just dropped the price. All right. So if you were looking at the product up at the top and you refresh on TT in my stand store, you'll see the business bundle. One of the ebooks is my gift to you. That Lady Entrepreneurship Guide is going to have a 4-day action plan in it so that you can start to move and get stuff done. And the other part of the online business starter kit is going to be an ebook that helps you from A to Z. Okay. It's going to deal with everything, your mindset, give you different business ideas. I think it's like over 100 that I gave. We're going to talk about marketing, some statistics, and then you'll have the opportunity to literally write out when you print the ebook, because you can print it as a printable. You're going to be able to write out the different steps of building your business. Thank you so much, Vera, for the follow. So if you're going to get that bundle for $9.99, let me know in the chat so we can celebrate you, because we know that you're moving forward, or you don't have to say nothing and I will just see the alert on this side. But I'm going to keep it up there till about 8:30 at $9.99 because I want to see us win. And at the end of the day, you're on TikTok, you're watching the news, You've heard the horror stories of what different people are going through, and you might be filthy rich watching this live. But at the end of the day, you might have it on your heart to want to build a business. All right. And through my trial and error, through having the opportunity, I would say to be blessed to build online businesses for so many years, even going through something as awful as what I went through some years back. I now have the opportunity or to be able to put all of that stuff in an ebook and then take you on the journey of being able to build your business too. Okay. So I don't care if you're in the middle of having, we got about 2 minutes, an online business, or you're at a place, what was I saying? To where as you already have one, or you're at a place where you want to build one out. This is a great resource. I remember sitting with a coach, and the coach was going to charge me $4,000 to help me with my business endeavor. Okay. And I was just like, well, I'll coach with you sometime, but it won't be today. So this is an absolute steal. You want to get that kit. All right. You want to get that kit. It is definitely an amazing resource. And out of all of the digital products that I have, aside from the community that I'm rebuilding, which is Domino Entrepreneurship Society, that particular business starter kit sells the most. All right. People really enjoy it. And I didn't bundle it till recently. I used to have the Ladypreneurship Guide separate. And then I would go ahead and have the Lady CEO ebook separate as well. But I'm like, what the heck? Let me just put it in a bundle so people can get more value. And then lady entrepreneurs will have the opportunity to get a jump start on whatever it is that they needed. Hey, Lady Ash. So we have like another 2 minutes, and then I'm going to change the price back up to $27. So definitely get it. Grab it now. Thank you. You got it, Sarah. Sarah says she got it. Sarah says she got it. I want you to come back for sure and let me know about that Pinterest community. I got to get back on there, but I'm doing so many different things that I'm like, slow down, Tamia. And that's what happens when you are a serial entrepreneur. You try to do 50 different things at one time. But congratulations, Sarah. You're going to enjoy that bundle. I'm not a weird content creator. If you have a question, send me a DM, okay? And then give me some time, because there's always people sending me DMs throughout the day, several times a day, and I'll be sure to 100% get back to you if you have any questions, okay? But you're really going to enjoy that. Is there anybody else? We got 1 minute until I put the price back to $27, okay? It is $9.99. I'm going to give you guys 1 minute. And while we're waiting to see if other people want to go ahead and purchase the starter kit to get your business started today, because we are in the last quarter. At the end of the day, we're living in uncertain times. So you keep saying that you're going to start an online business, or you have the desire, since maybe you found my content and other content to start an online business. I want you to get in a mentality to whereas, I think it was Mel Roberts. She's a great woman. Okay, great. Have you guys heard of Mel Robbins? She talked about the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method. And so what she does is she will literally trick her brain to do things before it has the opportunity to process her not doing it. Okay. So if you're feeling like Mel Roberts, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, it's 8:30. I'm putting the price back up to, is there anybody else? All right. So you'll have to catch me another day, and you can get it maybe if I put it back to the $27. Let me go back in here. I mean, to the $9.99 and put it back to that price. I never heard of, please look her up. She's absolutely amazing. Mel Robbins. She will have you upset listening to her, because she's going to get you all the way together. Pretty much. I absolutely love her. Okay. So just as a quick recap, if you have just gotten in the building, my name is Tamia Denise. I teach female entrepreneurs how to build an online business. And if you look at my logo at the top, I went through a horrible divorce. It was so heartbreaking and sad. Got married at 22, got divorced in my mid 30s. I'm now 41. Then had the nerve to lose my corporate job at the time a couple of days before Christmas. They fired me. Total discrepancies, because I get the things done, honey. I don't know if you can tell, but it was a blessing, because then I created a video that you can find on my TT that talked about how I lost my job at the time and how I knew that that was a sign that I needed to go ahead and restart my business endeavors, which I stopped because I didn't know how to balance things as a new single mom, right? We all know that if you're in partnership, if you're married, whatever your situation is, if you've ever been through a divorce, which is close to death, a horrible experience, but essentially how you have to relearn how to balance certain things in life that maybe you were used to doing with a partner. All that being said, I had to get savvy and I was just like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Oh, you're a creative, Tamia. You already have skills in digital marketing and remote businesses. This is what you do. So I was like, okay, let me do a remote cleaning business. And the reason why I chose that particular business was because it was easier to be able to get into it. I knew the components of what I needed to do on the marketing side. And then additionally, I knew that I wanted to connect the cleaning business to Airbnb. Okay. And so, which is one of the things I came to Atlanta, Georgia to do. And one of the pain points a lot of times of Airbnb owners that I've had the opportunity to have cleaners clean in their particular units is that they wouldn't have dependability when it came to having cleaners. So I realized, oh my goodness, when I open up my Airbnb, I'm not trying to not have reliable cleaners. I need to go ahead and create a remote cleaning business agency so that when I start that endeavor, I don't have to worry about that. Okay, I have two businesses in one. And that is how you create multiple streams of income. Okay. And so all of that being said, just as an additional recap, because I like to repeat myself, because I want to make sure that we get it. The two components of what we talked about tonight is marketing made simple. And then I taught you how to go ahead and create magnetic content utilizing hooks in your videos and being very strategic about your content. Okay. I gave two different formulas. Can anybody remember what the 3 C's are that we went over? All right. And then I'm going to wrap up the 3 C's that we went over. Does anybody remember? We went over 3 C's. I'm going to give you guys about another 5 seconds and then I will just tell you. 3 C's. What are the 3 C's that we mentioned when it comes to creating content or marketing easy? You missed that part? Anybody else was in here when we talked about the 3 C's? I'm going to give you guys a second. That means you weren't taking notes. What are the 3 C's? Sarah, you said you came in late. When we're creating content, right, that's magnetic. What are the 3 C's? I don't want to tell you guys, because I know some of y'all was in here on the live, and I want you to implement the strategies that I give you essentially. But we're going to help Sarah out because nobody remembers you guys. I almost don't want to tell you, and I almost want to say, go back on YT. I'm not going to tell you guys. I want you to go back to my YT because everything is recorded. Thank you, Coach Audrey. Content, community, and there's one more. Content, remember the triangle. Content was at the top. Community and conversion. Thank you, Kim J. And they filtered your comment, so we couldn't even see it. Content, community, and conversion. Awesome. Thank you, Christian, for liking the live. All right. So anytime you create, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Anytime you create content, you want to make sure that you have that triangle. Okay. And then last but not least, I think we had already went over talking about the hook and how it's important for you to make sure you have hooks. All right. So all of that being said, your action steps are going to be if you are creating. Thank you so much for the rose. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. If you're creating content that you want to convert and essentially you want it to sell, all right, you're going to utilize those strategies to be able to do that. But if you have a brand new business, that's what I was going to say. It slipped my mind. If you have a brand new business idea, even if it's not fully fleshed out, I want you to start to think about content that you can create that connects to your business idea. Okay. All right. And if you have any questions, I want you to make sure that you shoot me a DM. If you're open to doing coaching, because you know that no matter what road you're traveling down, you need to find somebody that's a few steps ahead of you. You're open to that, then you can hit the LINK. Thank you so much, Anastasia, for the follow. You can hit my LINK. All right. I have you fill out an application because I believe in good chemistry. I want us to be in sync. And then once your application is approved, Then we'll get on a 15-minute consultation. I do charge $15. That's it for that pre-consultation call because I want to know that you're invested, right? And then once we go through that process and you come on to the accelerator program, then I coach with you for 4 weeks. In that time of coaching, we're building your online business. So I'm showing you how to build a remote cleaning business similar to mine. And then we'll have the opportunity to be able to meet twice a week for 1 hour sessions. The first 45 minutes of each session, we're talking about the different strategies that I've already built out for you, okay, based upon your application. And I come to the pre-consultation call with that layout. All right. Hey, Coach Love. And so essentially, thank you for liking the live. After that component happens, then you also have the opportunity to be able to have, Lord have mercy, you'll have the opportunity to be able to have my business phone number. And so during the 4 weeks, any questions that you have, any products that you want me to check up on, okay, as you're building out different things, we're building it out, you can go ahead and ask me a question and I'll get back to you, okay? And so for me, that's a good deal because I know when back in my day when I was looking for coaching, I spent a lot of money. I don't think I spent $15 on anything. It was always like an investment. And I do that because I'm just like, I understand what's going on. You know, I also understand that you have to invest into yourself. And when I say I do that, essentially, I don't charge a whole lot of money in terms of the coaching, you know, because I know I'm going to give you results in terms of what you need. If you do the work, then I got you at the end of the day, you know, but I do want people to make an investment in themselves because when you make investments into ourselves, we tend to take action where that's concerned. So if you're interested in coaching with me, you can go ahead and click the link in my bio. All right. Start to fill out that application. I love that. I love that. You're making me blush. All right. And then if you are still on the fence, you're like, I'm still trying to figure out if I can trust you, lady. Well, then you meet me here every day until you trust me. I get it. And if you want to start by purchasing the online business bundle kit, because my thing is, I just want you to get started in this last quarter. All right. If you're talking about, oh, I want to have a New Year's resolution and start in January, you're late. You need to start that business yesterday at the end of the day. Okay. Are you paying attention to what's going on? There's a lot going on. Multiple streams of income. I got a remote cleaning business. All right. I have digital products business. I coach multiple streams of income. I also create low content journals and put them on Amazon. No, it's not a game. Okay. Hold on. Let me go ahead. So if everybody is good, nobody has questions. Hold on. TikTok is making me verify. Then I'm going to catch you guys on here tomorrow at 7 a.m. Anybody have any questions? Listen, I've tried that too. Then you're a serial entrepreneur, Sarah. You're a serial entrepreneur. We just got to get you some systems. You just need some systems and some really good content. And at the end of the day, one thing I try to get people to realize, the amount of followers that you have has nothing to do with the amount of money that you make. I sell my digital products, okay? Even on this platform, how many followers do I have? That means nothing. At the end of the day, that's what we need to realize. Yeah, we do want to have followers for clout, you know, and I guess to make it look like people are following us, but I got systems. Systems are more powerful, if you ask me. Setting up funnels, setting up email sequences and triggers in your back end to whereas you have a store and people can purchase your products while you're asleep. To me, that's more powerful. I'll be coming to you for coaching. Let me know. All right. So anybody that works with me, we're setting up systems. Even when it comes to cleaning businesses, you have to have a booking form, right? You have to be able to capture emails. You don't want to be a one and done type of business owner. Thank you so much for the follow, Coach Love. I think I said that, but thank you again. Right? And so we're going to get it all done at the end of the day. But I'm exhausted. I have been up since about 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I need to get some rest. So I will join you guys here tomorrow at 7 a.m. I'll just be teaching on the foundations of building an online business. And then I'll be back on for day 17 tomorrow at 7, between 7 and 7:30. Okay. No problem. You guys shoot me a DM if you need anything, okay? And yeah, you can check out my stand store. It's up there if you feel like you want to get started today. Sarah, I'm looking for you on Etsy. All right, guys, you have a good night. Make sure that you guys bring a female entrepreneur, aspiring, upcoming female entrepreneur with you tomorrow. No problem. I'm doing what I love. So I'm here for you guys. All right. No problem. Bye, Kim J. Hey, Vera. Thank you for liking the live. I appreciate you. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Bye. You talking about she got it. Yes, she did. Ah! This is really freaking happening. Your girl made $40. That's crazy, bro. I'm so proud of my damn self. He probably on the phone.